back to the shed. I'm Mark, and it's been a few days since I've uploaded anything. Been a bit busy at home. We've had a lot of rain here in the previous days. It's really starting to dry out now, which is great. We've got some beautiful weather. It's a bit hot. It's about 6 o'clock, 6:30 at night, my time here, summertime. We'll just take a quick look outside. And the tender is still there, haven't done anything on it. Shed dog is there, just catching it all in. Shed dog 2's having a bit of a chew of a bone. As you can see, maybe one little bit of cloud over there, looking over to the west, sunset, noisy birds, all that sort of stuff. We've been tiling. The rear rolls for the roller, I haven't touched them. I moved them the other day so I could get in and mow. I had to do a lot of mowing. So we're going to get back into finishing off these shafts for the Planetary gears, these ones here. Let's. So this one's done. The only thing I've got to do is I'll put a hole in there so oil can get in and out, and that's them done. I've milled the square on this one, so we're going to go over to the mill and mill the square. Just finished milling the square on this one. Just get the camera set up, we'll get it nice and close. Get a bit of extra light on. There we go. I'll get my eyes on now. I almost finished this the other night, but yeah, it just got a bit worn out, so back onto it now. I've already, the DRA is all set up, so all I've got to do is take a fraction more off, about 0.3 of a mil on either side, to bring this back to 22.22, which is 7/8. Here we go. So now it's all set. I'll undo the vise. I'll unlock the rotary table, which is just out. No, it's still in view, and I'll crank it around 90 degrees. Brush away the chips, all the small fines, whatever you want to call them, swarf. I'll just tap this back down so our little parallel strip doesn't move. And we just keep repeating this process. Right, I'll take you over here and show you. We're on the readout there is 0. And I'll wind this around until I get to 90 degrees. Right, we're getting close, and then we come around to the dial, and you'll see on the dial, let's give that a wipe. Let's see if we can get that. Zoom in there. There you go, on the dial. So we're on 90 degrees, went on a rotary table like this. You've got your degrees, 360 degrees. There we go, it's a little bit rusty. 360 degrees, so the amount of divisions are almost infinite, and this handle is minutes and seconds, so there's 360 degrees in a circle, and then you can get even finer and go down into minutes and seconds in terms of positioning of your piece. So we've got that locked up, we've got the piece locked back up again in the vise. Give that a tap down, nice and firm. Get the verniers, I'll give that a measure. Make sure we're close on our numbers. Oh, we're a little bit under. 22.1. Well, that's only 5/100ths of a millimetre aside. I don't think we're going to argue over that. All right, we got one more to go. Round at the 180 mark. Lock everything back up. Give that a tap. Take our cut. Well, there you go, we didn't take anything off that, so I'll just double check. Right, so now we're back again and we've got that all sorted out. I'll just take the burr off. Finish this off. Right, we'll take this out of the rotary indexing table, or indexing head, rotary table, whatever you want to call it. They've got a couple of different names. And I'll just give that a quick buff, get everything. So this one here doesn't quite go on. I'll have to get the file to that. It's a bit bruised. Okay, these the Planetary gears sat about 2.5 inches in from the end. So we're going to go about 3.5 inches. This is roughly where they sat. So that hole at 3.5 inches. Let's go out. There we go. That's better. If we put that in there and say roughly sat there, if we go say 3.5, actually no, we're going to go 4 inches. And that'll put it about, oops, my hand's in the way. If we go 4 inches from the end, maybe 4.25, that'll put it about middle. So we'll drop the table down. Because we're finished with the milling cutter. Should be heaps. And we'll drop the milling cutter out. Just reposition the feet so this thing doesn't fall over, as they tend to do. Righto. So I should make up a spanner that fits this properly. One of those should up in the, actually let's tilt this back even further. So I'm using the shifter just to clamp onto those 2 lugs there where the tool locates in, so you get a positive drive. And I undo the nut up the top. Give that a bit of a tap, like so. And the milling cutter comes out. You can see it's on a taper here, and the threaded bar goes into there and pulls it up into the quill. So it secures it firmly, and the notches there locate onto these. That one goes into there, and I just repeat the process. I screw it up by hand, put the shifter back on. Of course, I've done it the wrong way. Yeah, that doesn't matter. And I just do it up till it's tight, and we're done. We're ready to go. Right, on to, let's get a drill. Right, next step in this process is to find the centre of the shaft and come in that 4.5 inches or 4.25 inches. So it's roughly going to be in the centre of the gear. I've got a 4mm drill. Find the edge. I'm going to come over and I'm going to touch the outside diameter here, this one. Which I've just done, and we take our diameter. So we're 38mm, we go half of that. Half of 30 is 15, half of 8 is 4. So that's 19. This is 2, we've got to, so this is 4, so we've got to take half of that. 21 is going to be our, and I've set the digital readout, and we're going to go in 21mm. On the digital, on the DRO, we're going to lock our cross slide. And we're going to do the same. We're going to come down the back of the shaft. We're just going to lightly touch that. Right, as you can see, let's go in a bit here, and I'll reposition. We're in the centre of the shaft. You can also see that I've touched the, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that, folks. You can see that I've touched the end of the shaft. So now I'll go in our 4.5 inches in. I'll just convert that over to metric. 4.5 is 114.3 plus 216.3. Right. Zero the digital readout. Right, let's show you the digital readout. This is the digital readout on the milling machine. 3-axis digital readout, and you can do a multitude of things with this thing. Pitch, circle, radius. We can have metric, imperial. I'm in metric at the moment. You can go imperial. You can do incremental. You can do whatever you like. It's a very handy tool, and most people with a digital readout like this don't use it to its full capacity, mainly because of just the nature of the work that we do, but it has plenty of features on it, that's for sure. Right. Right, so we've got our position now, and we'll just double check with one of the old shafts and see what that looks like. Yep, that looks good. Okay, we'll change out our drill and we put our centre drill in. Now, a centre drill allows us to drill a very small hole so that the larger drill that we just took out doesn't wobble off. You can drill a hole, but potentially this could scoot all over the place and your hole will be off position and just not. So the centre drill gives us that very accurate spot. And once again, we change out the centre drill for our larger one. And as we're drilling, we'll actually go into the other hole that I drilled previously on the lathe. I should feel that breakthrough any second now. Or maybe not. Right, okay, that's interesting. Let's come back to that. Right, so the reason why we haven't broken through the centre is because I didn't go as deep with the long series drill as what I thought I had. I've got a little red mark on there, and we're just shy. We're just a few millimetres shy of the this pilot hole here because I decided to go further down. So I'll have to put this back in the lathe and redo this hole again, but that won't take long. So I'll just make sure that I'm deep enough, and we can check that by our measurements. Right, so we actually have gone deep enough, and I've switched over to a little countersinking tool. I'm just going to countersink that hole a bit. Countersink just gives it that nice little chamfer and takes any burrs off. And we'll slip that into the lathe. Right. Got the lathe turned on, and I'll put the long series drill in there, and we'll go over. I'll get the other one drilled because I'll be doing the same. Righto, so I've got myself a little digital angle meter, and that's showing 0, and I'm just going to put it on the flat of the shaft, and you can see we're out a little bit, and we're going to get it as close as possible so we can go no too far one way, level it back up. And we're slowly getting there. There we go, look at that, spot on. I think we're pretty damn good. These are a fantastic little thing. You can put them just about anywhere, and they're no replacement for an indicating table like we have here, rotary table. However, if you've got nothing else, then you'd be surprised what you can do with them. Right, centre drill, and over onto the lathe. Right, we're over on the lathe. Unfortunately, the angle's not the best, but it'll do. I've got different jaws in. I'm not going to swap the jaws out just to do this little job to finish off with. We've got it on. It's quite late in the evening here. It's getting on towards, it's 7 o'clock. And the kookaburras are laughing their heads off. And we'll get on with this. So I've got a little red mark on there where I did drilled up to last time, and I'm going to go past that. You can hear the and we've still got coolant in there from last time. So I'm listening and feeling my way through. Drill a bit. Pull it out, clean it. And there you go, we've just broken through. for those of you at home keeping score. Because it's only held on by a very small amount, it's not running as concentric as it has previously. And we'll give you a demonstration on, oh, there we go. And that blows through very nicely. So we've now got a hole that goes all the way through to here, and hopefully it'll get some more lubrication onto the bearing of the Planetary gears. That's a theory anyway. Whether it works or not, it's another thing. Right, I'll put that in there like so. Grab that. There we go. Here we go again. Like I said, rinse and repeat. So I've got the option here whether I leave it just so oil can get in there, or I put some sort of a grease nipple on there and pump grease in there. I won't know until I get this back together what's going to be the better way. I'll look at access and all that sort of thing when I get it back together. There we go, we're through. A little bit of wobble on the video, unfortunately, and sorry about that, but there we go. There we go. Nice hole to, in fact, we'll demonstrate that with the coolant. Right, I'll get this going nice and slow. Like so, we'll slow that down a bit. And as you can see, we got coolant. If I put that on there, you can see it coming out the end nicely. Oh, coolant pipe's in the way. There you go. That gives you an idea. Right. Okay. Oh, it's playtime for the shed dogs. It's getting nice and cool now. Right, so right, here we are. Shed dogs had a bit of a run around, you can see. And the sun's gone down. Beautiful evening here in my part of the world. Evening stars out. You can just make that out. In fact, let's zoom in. There she is. Yeah, a bit blurry. The old iPhone can't handle it. All right, folks, well, that's it. If you're watching this before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas and a safe New Year. I'll put out some videos from time to time. I'll be taking a bit of a break myself, but we'll be doing work in the wife's shed. So here's shed dog number 2, all worn out, hey? So yeah, thanks for joining in. Merry Christmas, stay safe, Happy New Year. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Whistle.